Ugh, look how pretty that is. I'm just obsessed. It's so pretty. Hi you guys, welcome back to the Clean Beauty Code. I'm so excited for this video because we're doing something fun. We are doing a full face of a store. Jazzed. We're doing a full face of Conscious Beauty at Ulta Beauty, and this was really fun to film. I picked a bunch of different products, some you might be surprised by. And yeah, I just want to jump into this video and get started because this was really fun to film. I created this look. What do you guys think? I think she's so cute. Let me know what you think down below. And oh, also let me know if there are other stores that you want me to focus on. I'm definitely gonna, do Target, Credo Beauty, and whatever else you guys would like to see. So let me know down below. I love creating full looks. And we have a great mix of products in here today, and I'm jazzed. So I just want to jump into this video and get started. So if you're excited for this video and more videos like this, then please like and subscribe. And without further ado, let's get into this full face of Conscious Beauty products at Ulta Beauty. All right, we're in close. I am excited. Conscious Beauty products from Ulta Beauty. Let's get into it. First, I'm going to start with a primer. Now, I'm going to do two different primers, which I don't do that often, but there are times I need it. So I thought it'd be fun to do it in this video. The first one we're going to do or use is the Exa Beauty. This is their smoothing primer. They also have a different primer that has like a darker blue like writing on it. And I'm just going to do like a very small pump. And I'm going to take a little bit smooth, like on the back of my hand, and I'm just going to apply it to my cheeks. It's a very, very small amount. And we're just going to, whatever's left, blend it out. I didn't do a full pump. It's just a half pump, but I do at times feel like my cheeks can get a little bit dry and tight feeling towards the end of the day, especially if I'm just running around in like life, like the environment kind of, I don't know if it's the environment, the wind, whatever, really dries out my cheeks. I have combo skin, for those of you that don't know, so I do get really oily in my T-zone. So we're going to use a different one in my T-zone, and this is one that I'm really loving. This is the Nude Sticks Blot and Blur Matte Stick. I really enjoy this, and I do know that who had a different one? There was another one out there that was kind of like a mattifying stick like this, but it's discontinued. So this is the one I'm going for. And what I like to do is I just kind of like to press it into my skin, not too much, and then just kind of right here. I'm looking in the mirror down here if anyone has questions to what is going on. And then what I like to do is push it into the skin with my fingers after I've applied it. This is really great. And if you're ever going to do event makeup, like a wedding or something like that, it is really nice to have something like this, because it is just going to make your makeup last that much longer, because it's going to kind of be controlling your oil production, right? So if you get oily under your eyes, or you get oily like on your cheeks, or wherever you get oily and oil production is going to be like a little crazy, do that and you can still then do your dewy makeup, because I feel like something like this is really, really useful, especially if you're like, oh, I like really dewy makeup, but I feel like by the end of the day I'm looking like an oil slick. I still want to use dewy makeup, but I want to use something like this underneath. I've done that a ton, especially in my T-zone. It's getting warmer out now. Blessed, so it's nice to use something like that. Next, we're going to move on to brows, and I'm actually going to go on to this brow gel. I just did a review of this in my last video or 2 videos ago when I was trying new makeup. This is from Undone Beauty, and this is their clear brow gel, and it has a really interesting brush because the bristles are plastic on one side. I don't know if you can tell, and then like this side has a more traditional brush. You can also use this like on your lashes, and I'm just going to apply a little bit of this to my brows. This stuff is great. I really like it. What do you think of my brows? We still have to fill them in. We're looking a little crazy, but what do you think of the way that they're laying? I really enjoy this. This has, they call this a pomade, and I would agree that it has more of a pomade. It's kind of a perfect merge of like a brow pomade and a brow gel. I don't know, it's really, really nice. Now we're gonna move on and fill our brows, and I have 2 options. So I have the PYT brow pencil, which I've used this 1,000 times on camera. I love this stuff. I have the shade Taupe in this today. I have the shade Chocolate as well, but I ran out of the shade Chocolate, so Taupe will have to do if we use this today. And then also the NYX brow pencils are considered Conscious Beauty at Ulta, so I thought maybe we could do a little combo of the 2. just cause I have two shades in these. I have the shade black, and then I have the shade gray or something, gray black. I think I'll do gray black because I think it'll work better with the shade taupe as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little bit of the shade taupe and I'm going to fill in my brows, but not do anything too crazy, and then fill in with a couple of brow strokes with the NYX brow pencil. What is your current favorite brow pencil? Let me know down below because I'm always on the hunt. I did see Rose Inc came out with a new brow pencil, so that's definitely going to be on my list of things to try in at least the next couple months. But it's definitely on my list of things that I want to try. But if you have any alternatives, let me know because Mama's always looking for a new brow pencil. All right, I'm going to finish filling and then we're going to move on to the pen. All right, brows are filled with the PYT. Then I'm going to go on with the NYX brow pen in the shade gray black. I just said that. And I'm going to do a little swatchy poo. First of all, look how fine that nib is. Not nib. Okay, brush is or applicator is. It's really, really nice and thin. I have been on the hunt for other brands that have something like this for the brows that's really, really fine and kind of like micro. If you have any ideas, let me know. But we're gonna do a little swatchy poo on the back of my hand so that you can see what it looks like. It's like a nice gray black color, but it is very light, so the hair strokes don't look too intense, because sometimes brow pens can be a little too intense. If you're looking for one and you don't want to use the NYX one, or you're looking for something that has, I don't know, you just are looking for a different brand, Undone Beauty does have a brow pen and it's really, really, really good. Like, it doesn't budge at all. This one budges way more than the Undone Beauty one, in my opinion at least, but the Undone Beauty one, just make sure you get the right shade. Don't go too dark because it is pigmented. So that's just something to note. So we're going to fill in really quick with this pen and then we're going to move on. Next, we're going to move on to complexion, and I'm actually going to go on with the Exa Beauty foundation. I have the shade Rebecca 270. I really like this foundation with the two primers I used, so I figured it'd be like nice to kind of show how I like to apply. So I'm going to do a little bit of a pump on the back of my hand. Nothing crazy, just a little bit. I'm going to lightly apply it with my fingers because we all know I'm kind of in a no, or maybe you don't know. If you don't know, I'm in kind of a no intense makeup kind of vibe. Look at that. Isn't that such a good match, you guys? It's so good. If you struggle with finding like good shade matches in foundations specifically, I would definitely recommend checking out Exa Beauty because they do have so many options, and I don't know, they just do such a good job. So I'm going to apply this and then we're going to move on. All right, now that that is all kind of blended out, we're going to move on to a different product that I was also surprised to see was considered Conscious Beauty at Ulta Beauty. So this is from e.l.f. Beauty, and this is their Halo Glow Liquid Filter. I'm going to just take a little bit and kind of focus it on my cheeks. Just kind of right here, because I like to glow, but I like it kind of a controlled glow a little bit. So we're going to blend with a brush and just kind of really get it. Look how pretty that is. I do enjoy this product, and if you're looking for an alternative to Charlotte Tilbury one, it's definitely, I mean, it's a little bit different. I wouldn't say it's a perfect dupe, but it is a good alternative if you're looking for something more affordable. But if you're looking for something that's a little bit more sheer, that still gives you like a beautiful glow to the skin, the Versed, I don't know if they're glow drops or dew drops. They have those, and those also give you a really nice lit from within glow. So then next we're going to move on to concealer. First, we're going to do color corrector, and we're going to go on with the Exa Beauty color corrector. Who is shocked? Not me. I'm obsessed with this. I have the shade Peach. I also have the shade Deep Peach for when I'm a little bit more tan, or when my circles just need more of a orange corrector as opposed to like more of a peachy kind of tone, because it really, sometimes it depends. So now I'm going to take a brush and just kind of blend it in with that brush. And I'm not going to drag, I'm just going to pat it in. So then on top of that, I'm going to go on with this concealer from Well People. This is their Bio Correct concealer, and I have the shade, is it 11N? 11N. My memory is amazing. It's actually really, really bad. My husband actually the other day was talking about this game. Apparently we used to play like an actual phone game, like I can't remember what it was called, that we would play all the time in college apparently. And he pulled it up and was like, oh, look at this. And I was like, I've never played that game in my life. He's like, you have the worst memory. He's like, we played it all the time. So I actually don't have a great memory, but apparently only product wise do I have a good memory. So I'm going to blend that out with a brush again, and we're just going to tap. I don't want to swipe too much. All right, happy with how the under eyes are looking. I do want to touch more brightness. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take actually the Hint Beauty concealer. I have the shade medium tan here. I want to touch more brightness under the eyes. I'm going to be very careful with how much I apply because you don't want it to be too much. Because this is, you get some coverage. If you are a full coverage queen, she's for you. She is for you. So I'm actually going to take a little bit on the back of my hand and warm it up. I just like using, I don't know, I feel like body warmth on products really does make a difference. And I'm going to take a little brush like this, and I'm going to take a little bit on this brush, and I'm going to just really lightly kind of, oh, it's just the perfect brightness. I don't know. I love this. Do you have a concealer that you love to just use as a light brightening kind of product? Let me know down below. I'd love to know. All right, we're all concealed. I'm happy with how it's looking. Let's move on to bronzer. So I'm actually going to use this palette. This is a palette from Undone Beauty, and this is their Warm Up Bronzer. It also has highlighter in it, which is nice. And this is their palette 550. They don't have names, they just have numbers. So this is it. This is what it looks like. And I'm gonna just take I'm not gonna do a lot. I'm gonna do a light combo of these on my cheeks. I'm gonna take this brush here. I'm gonna actually use the smaller one first. I'm gonna dip in. These are pigmented. I mean, you can just see I barely touched in the pan, and there's a lot of product that comes off. So I'm gonna dip the back of my hand. You can always add more, but it's harder to take away once you've applied. So I'm gonna just kind of lightly, and I know it looks like nothing, but we're gonna work our way up because I have learned my lesson with this palette, and I don't want to be overly bronzed. All right, happy with how that's looking. We're feeling sun-kissed. We're feeling real cute. So then next, we're going to move on to blush. So I'm actually going to be using two blushes today. So I have this one from Honest Beauty in the shade Coral Peach, which is a really pretty shade. And I know the kind of blush shade of the summer, I know pink has had its like moment for a while now, is going to be more of these corally tones. So I figured it might be fun to do a corally makeup look. So we're going to take a little bit on my finger and apply it to the back of my hand and kind of just mush it out like that, as you can see. It's really pretty. And then I'm gonna take this brush here. This is a Sephora brush, and I always get questions on this one. This is the Sephora brush 93. And I'm gonna dip in, and we're just gonna lightly apply. Oh, look how gorgeous. It's just so pretty. It's like a really pretty sun-kissed look. I'm gonna take the other side. Oh, look how pretty that is. I'm just obsessed. It's so pretty. If you need a good affordable cream blush, definitely check out Honest Beauty because they have really pretty shades. The packaging is different now. This is the old packaging, but it's really good, and they last me really long, and they wear really nicely on the cheeks, and they just look beautiful, and they last really long throughout the day. So I'm just gonna get them to look even because every time I do blush, one side's more blush than the other. Okay, I'm loving how that's looking, just like the perfect blush. I love this blush so much. I want to put a little bit of something on top, but one is kind of too pigmented, and I want to keep the like kind of corally peachy vibe. I was gonna go with this shade from Bare Minerals. This is their Gen Nude Blush Bronzer Duo in the shade Kiss of Copper. So pretty. I love this shade. It's just gorgeous. I mean, look at that. So good. I mean, I love these blushes. I'm going to actually use something different to layer on top. I'm going to take a little bit of this actually from Matte, which is also considered Conscious Beauty at Ulta. And this is their blush, their Extra Dimensions blush in the shade Fairly Precious. And I'm just going to take a little brush and I'm going to lightly kind of go in. I'm going to tap off on the back of my hand. We're not trying to get too crazy. And I'm just gonna kind of apply it on my cheeks. Next, let's move on to the eyes, you guys. I'm amped because I'm pulling out these bad boys again. The PYT eyeshadow palettes, I have all of them, but this is the Cool Crew Nude palette, which I think I'm gonna use today. And then we also have this one, which is the Party in the Nude palette, which is real cute. I've done a whole video using this palette and creating a makeup look with this. So I'm going to go with this one today. And we're just going to take a combination of this shade here and then this shade here. Love. And the shades are the shade 6 and the shade 8. And I'm going to do a little mixy-poo and put them in my crease, which I feel like is the ideal situation. So I'm actually going to take this crease brush here and I'm going to just dip in, and we're going to, I don't want to overdo it. I do have naturally dark eyelids, so I do have kind of a natural eyeshadow, but I do want to kind of balance it to be a little bit more neutral than the warmth that's on my lid, which is why I'm doing kind of a mixy-poo of those, because they're very, at least in my opinion, neutral shades. And we're just going to kind of pull it all over the lid. I'm also going to take a little bit on this small little brush and I'm going to pull it on my lower lash line because I do love kind of a little bit on my lower lash line. It adds so much more dimension to your makeup look, and it seems so small and simple, but it does completely change the look, at least in my opinion. So then next, I think I'm going to take a little bit of this shade here, which I believe is the shade 2. And from this palette, which is the bronzer palette I use, take a little bit of this pink shade here, which is just really, really pretty. Like, look how highlighty and gorgeous that is. And what I think I'm going to do is I'm actually going to mix them together and put a little bit on my lid. And you guys let me know what you think of the results. So I'm just going to do a little bit of that, a little bit of that. And we're gonna take it, and then I'm gonna take what I mixed and we're just gonna apply it to the lid. And then using the same brush that I used before with the crease color, I'm going to just kind of blend. I'm not adding anything to the brush, I'm just blending so it all kind of blends seamlessly. Okay, loving that, super into that. Next, I actually am gonna take the shade, which is like my favorite shade in this entire palette. It seems so boring. This is the shade 9. It seems so boring, so simple, but it is like the perfect gray tone. I don't know, I'm obsessed with it. I use it for eyeliner constantly, and I'm going to just take a little angled brush and do a little bit of an eyeliner look with it. All right, loving how that's looking. It's feeling cute. So then next we're going to move on to mascara. So my eyelashes are actually still a little bit curled. I mean, not as curled as if I curled them fresh, but they're still a little bit curled from yesterday, which is kind of crazy. So I'm not going to curl them. I'm just going to go on with mascara, but usually I do like to curl my lashes, even if I'm not going to wear any mascara at all. I'm going to go on with the PYT. What is this? Their 24-hour, something like that. Swipe right 12-hour, 24-hour, that's crazy, 12-hour mascara, and this is just their black shade. I do believe, maybe they only have black, but this is, I do like this shape wand, and I like that it isn't too big, because sometimes when you're doing your bottom lashes and the wand is a little big, it just kind of gets everywhere. So I'm going to do a couple of coats, and then we're going to move on to powder and setting spray, lips, all that good stuff. All right, really into the way this makeup look is coming together, you guys. She's so cute. I was gonna do lower lash mascara, but I really like the look, like when I'm looking in the mirror, or obviously where else would I be looking? Girl, get it together. When I'm looking in the mirror down here, I'm really liking the look without lower lash mascara, so we're gonna skip that today. Next, we're gonna move on to a little bit of powder, and I'm gonna use the Honest Beauty banana powder. Is that what it's called? Oh, nope. Not at all. It's called the Invisible Blurring Loose Powder. I'm going to just do a really small amount, not too much. This is nice because it has like a little like dip in the packaging, so you can kind of take a little bit. This is a very finely milled powder. Take a little bit on a brush and then kind of do that so there's not too much on the brush. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to lightly, just lightly set my under eyes, just because I do, as like the day goes on, it's nice to have everything kind of set in place. I'm usually, sometimes will do it earlier, like before I do mascara or before I even move on to the next step after concealer. But I'm just gonna do that now, and I'm gonna make sure to focus here because I do get really oily there. And we're just gonna pull it around. Super into that. Now that we're all powdered, I was gonna do a little setting spray, but I don't think I'm going to, but I'll tell you which one I was gonna use. The Youthforia setting spray. This is their pre-game setting spray. It's meant to be more of a moisturizing setting spray. It's nice. It definitely makes my skin feel moisturized. Like I don't feel tight if I'm powdering, or, you know, if you're doing a long day of makeup and sometimes like you need a lot of powder. This is nice to kind of like make it just feel comfy. This is nice. Then I was really happy to see these were on the Conscious Beauty at Ulta list, and these are the Fenty glosses. So I have two here. This is their like original shade, was it Glow or something like that? Fenty Glow, and this is the original, really pretty shade. And then I have this one, which is actually their Heat, which I think is meant to be more plumping. I don't find it plumping personally, but I do know people in my life who have used this that feel like it plumps their lips. I don't feel like it plumps my lips, but I feel like nothing plumps my lips. And this is in the shade Hot Chocolate. So I think I'm gonna do a little bit of Hot Chocolate, and if I don't like it, I'll just do the Glow because it is a really good universal shade. Look how pretty, look how pretty, look how pretty. It's so good. I mean, look how pretty that lip is. It's just gorge. Now, again, I said I didn't feel like this plumps. It definitely doesn't plump me. I do know it's plumped other people. Plumped other people. I feel like the way I'm saying that is real weird, but it doesn't give me like a plumping effect. It does tingle a little bit, but like not so much. For me, it's just like a standard gloss, but I do know if you are sensitive to like the tingly thing, this might not be the tingly thing. You know, when lip glosses that are like plumping tingle, this might not be for you because this does have some tingle. It's not the most intense tingle or lip plumping that I've ever experienced, but it is there, so just beware. But these are great. If you don't like the tingly like lip thing, then the original Fenty balms that aren't like the Heat. And yeah, that is it for my full face of Conscious Beauty at Ulta. I would love to know your thoughts down below of this look. Do you think it's cute? I think I look real cute right now, like loving this energy. And I'm really sad because I have nowhere to go. I'm just going to be working all day at my desk. But I would love to know down below, do you shop at Ulta, or are you more of a Sephora like person, or do you prefer just other stores? Let me know down below where you like to shop. I would love to know your thoughts. I'm kind of like an all-around, I don't discriminate. You sell makeup and beauty and hair stuff, I'm giving you my money. So let me know down below. And yeah, that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, guys.